What does hero mean to you? What it means to a lot of us is those who fought for our freedoms in the armed forces. Today, we take a moment and we recognize those who gave us this day so that we can be free here in America.
For some, Memorial Day signifies the beginning of summer. But Memorial Day, which occurs every year on the final Monday of May, is much more than that. It's a day of remembering the men and women who died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. And today, we get a chance to remember some and talk with some from World War II. And so our first journey begins in the early morning hours of May 14th in Conyers, Georgia, as the World War II veterans prepare and set out to Washington, D.C. to see their memorial for the very first time.
It's important that we are recognizing these veterans and honoring these guys of the greatest generation. We are losing them at one every 90 seconds. They're not going to be with us much longer. And they have certainly earned this honor flight. God bless them.
Thank you so much.
Well, I think it's a great experience. Never expected it. And just honored to be chosen to participate in this trip.
Right this way, folks.
I don't know what else.
Looking one's got to come this way.
I don't know what else to say, but it's great.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm just fine.
Boarding pass? Yes, ma'am. Thank you, dear. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rob. It's amazing. It's such an honor to be able to sit here and shake their hands. There's no better feeling in the world than to be able to shake their hands, to be honest with you. Like I said, my uncle passed away in Vietnam, so to see these gentlemen, very emotional day. And it's my honor. Sir, I'd like to shake your hand. Thank you so much for all that you've done. It's an honor to shake your hand. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A lot of these veterans would never be able to make it to Washington to see their World War II memorial, which was dedicated in '04, without the help of Honor Flight, because of health reasons, money reasons, various things, and this enables them to go and travel with the Guardians, so they're safe all day. They get to meet with other veterans for the day, and some of the stories you hear are pretty impressive.
Long Way Home, A Journey from Despair to Triumph, is a book written by World War II veteran Clark Harrison. Clark Harrison's son, Tom, shares some memories of his dad.
It tells a story that the veterans in this country need to hear. No matter what war you're fighting in, it's somewhat the same, whether it's in a jungle, or whether it's in a forest in Germany, or in a desert somewhere. War's the same. And to hear it from a GI standpoint, how it happened, the moment he got shot, you know, flying through the air, the impact of it, he referred to it as an invisible truck hit him.
As we took in the scene, a pair of P-38 Lightning fighter planes passed overhead. Not 200 feet above us, their bright twin-boom fuselages gleaming in the bright sunlight. So much for the massive aerial attack, I thought. Then a machine gun began to chatter nearby, an American .30 caliber. Frank had climbed the fence and was walking crouched toward the bomb shelter. That thing's probably booby-trapped, I thought. Frank stepped quickly into the mouth of the dugout and quickly out. There was a muffled explosion from the hand grenade he had tossed into the bunker. "Can't leave anything behind us," Frank called. He started running toward the house and disappeared through the rear door. A large GI from Pennsylvania was standing beside the stuccoed outbuilding when we heard a shot and saw the bullet ricochet just an inch above his head. "Damn," he yelled. "They're shooting at us." The rest of the squad hit the ground as he sprinted for the basement door. "What do we do now?" the 32-year-old GI called over his shoulder as he lay on the ground in front of me. "Run for the building," I shouted, and the squad sprinted towards the door Frank had entered. Lying flat on my stomach, I took careful aim and pumped 6 shots, one in each window of the house to the left, the only spot the sniper could have been to fire down on the Pennsylvanian.
It's difficult to grow up with a man who's got such fire in his belly for doing something because people tell him he can't do it in a wheelchair. It inspired me, it inspired my brother and other members of our family to do things that we were not possibly capable of doing, but we always knew that we could do it. Because all you had to do was say, "No, you can't do that." Well, he'd show them how. And if you go any further, I'm going to start crying.
It doesn't have to be a special day or time to recognize a hero. Just stop and talk to any veteran from any war, and you're speaking to a hero, someone who fought for your freedom. Bud Sosebee, a World War II Battle of the Bulge veteran, invited us into his home to share some special stories.
See, this is me right here. And these are 2 soldiers, German soldiers, and that's the Polish soldier. That's the Russian that we met when we went over there. Actually, we took Eilenberg. Now we, as I said, just had a terrific battle in Eilenberg. When we pulled up in front of this garrison, I said, "Oh no, not! I thought we were going to get into another big battle, you know." But when we pulled into the place there, the lieutenant came out and said he was Lieutenant so-and-so, and he wants to formally surrender to us. And all the troops were located in this building, all the guns in this building, things of that nature. And my lieutenant said, "Do you have any prisoners of war?" He said, "I got one. He got a Polish soldier, so that's where he is." So while we were waiting, I said, "Where in the world you learn to speak such good English like that?" He said, "Oh heck," he says, "I was born in New York, but I came over here during the war, and they wouldn't let me go back." Before the war started, he said, "Well, they wouldn't let me go back." And I think he thought they was going to win the war and be on the winning side. I don't know if that's be true or not, but I've often thought that. But when he got through making the speech, I asked him, I said, "Where in the world did you learn to speak such good English?" He said, "In New York." I said, "Well," he says, "you're going to think this is a stupid question, but I said, you know it's been 6 years since I've had any chewing gum?" I said, "Would anybody here got any chewing gum?" And I started laughing, and I said, I was going to tell him, "Ain't nobody here got chewing gum." And by the time a piece of chewing gum came over my shoulder and hit him on, and it fell on the ground. So he stoops down to get the chewing gum, and the major came up. And he said something to him in German. I do speak German now, but at that time I didn't. And I didn't know what he said, so I thought he was fussing him, getting down on his knees in front of an American trooper, you know. So as he was rising, he says, "Major wants one for him too." So we said, there came a second piece for him.
This has been a special time this week, and I want to thank everyone for sharing their stories and their experiences with us. Let's take a look back through the camera, through the photo album.
mean, just in honor of the veterans that have given their lives for what we are standing here today for. I mean, it's a way that we can at least remember them and honor them.
Thanks again for joining us this week for another edition of Through the Camera. Until next week, I encourage you to grab your family, grab the camera, and let's grab some memories.